What's the motherfucking deal, man? Welcome to the den. I apologize for the tardiness. No, we were supposed to get the party started at 9 and then 9:30, and here we are at 9:34, finally getting this thing rocking somewhat. Wow, pardon my face up, man. I hope y'all are having a wonderful evening. And tonight, y'all probably like, what the hell is the quarantine watch list? What are you talking about, Honcho? Well, the quarantine watch list is, good stuff to watch while we are supposed to be on lockdown. I don't think anybody in Houston is following the rules, so if you're in the city and you are, let me know, because I ain't seen it. It seemed like everybody out and about. I was out and about a little bit myself today, and everything. Look, okay. Just remind me about Thanos. We'll talk about it in just a second. Let's get the proper introduction. Let's get the proper introductions out the way before I start saying crazy stuff and people are like, what the fuck is wrong with you, Honcho? Again, this is the best show on the internet. The reason why this is the best show on the internet, if you gotta ask, you must be new around here. It's because of all the wonderful people, especially in the chat. Make sure the live chat, not the top chat, because top chat ain't where it's at. Because of what y'all do and how it's like this thing is multi-tiered, right? So, I do my thing, and I try my best to be a quality host. But the people make this show what it is. From the callers to the chat, some of the behind-the-scenes text messages and emails, just different things, man. This is a show for the people. But it is my honor, my privilege, and most of all, my pleasure to get to be the host of this show, man. Like it's a beautiful thing. So I thoroughly enjoy it. As long as the chair holds up and I don't fall out of it. Make sure you're following. If you want the updates, if YouTube ain't sending them to you, make sure you follow Den Show Live on Facebook, Ed Honcho HTX on the gram and the Twitters. Be a part of the Discord. Be a part of the I still haven't finished it. I didn't even get a chance to finish it, man. But it's crazy. We gonna dive into Tiger King and what have y'all seen, what y'all seen so far. I mean, I know the outcome. Of course, y'all know the outcome, but just some of the stuff that's unraveling is crazy. I think I ended up on the part where he was getting finessed by old buddy, where the zoo got stolen from him. So, but we'll talk about Tiger King. We'll talk about everything else that you guys are watching, suggestions. So for everybody outside of Houston who may be following the rules, maybe get some good suggestions to talk about. Some of y'all might want to catch up on. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know how much past I'm gonna get past Tiger King and everything. But let's see what we got joining us, man, and then let's get into some good conversation. And hopefully we have a very entertaining night. I apologize for the vent, the fan. It turns out like it's messed up because it is fucking hot. Like I thought I had been tripping, but it is, it is unnaturally warm, and so that's gonna have to get fixed. And I'm not fooling with it. So, John, what's the motherfucking deal? Coltrane. Buck McCaffrey, what's the motherfucking deal? Dita Gamma, Ronald Isley, what's the motherfucking Jess Sarah, the lovely Jess Sarah in the building this evening. What's the motherfucking deal? Eastside Hero, Miss Bell, still Miss Bell's birthday, so happy birthday, Miss Bell. What's the motherfucking deal? Professor Trill, man, where is D-Love? Is D-Love in the building? Because we had a great, I'm telling you, y'all gotta be in the Den Discord, because the Den Discord is where the magic happens, right? Even if you're just listening, shout out to Wink, shout out to Trill, shout out to D-Love. Great conversation. I'm gonna say about that, Coach. I'm thinking about it. It's
Just
been a while.
Sarah donated $10 through Super Chat. John Lights, smiley face, donation marathon in full effect, smiley face. Honcho the main Sancho shirts on sale now, eyes, romantic face, sparkling heart, smiley face, smiley face.
Appreciate the love, Miss Jess Sarah. Getting the party started. Let me clear this out because it looks a little congested right here. It's very little. It's a lot of real estate. I guess if you are cautious with what you're doing, I don't know. I like the little screen. I may need to change it, but I appreciate the love, Miss Jess Sarah. I appreciate you showing some super chat love to the Den, dropping some Dinjamins. I haven't said that in a while. You know what I need to really bring back? It's been a long, long time. I don't think I ever did it in the Den, but in the sauce I used to have like a little shimmy that I used to do. I might bring that back. We'll have to see what's up with that. 335 in the building. What's the motherfucking deal?
Just Sarah donated $2 through Super Chat. Happy birthday Heidi and MS Bell. Birthday cake, party popper, balloon, Celebratory hands in the air. Celebratory hands in the air. Celebratory hands in the air.
It's funny when the shit reads it out. If I skip Sweetberry, it's okay because she's not so Sweetberry. Jason S., what's the motherfucking deal? Business as usual, absolutely 335. You said the laws posted up at the gas station. I saw in like Rhode Island, they said that they were. If you was coming from New York way, they was out of there. Easy Money, what's the motherfucking deal? Let me see. Hector Flores, what's the motherfucking deal? Dude would know. Man, and it was crazy because I was watching. It's like, oh, maybe he was a military guy. Maybe it was something like that, and he had a ziplining accident. That was unfortunate. But I'm gonna tell you something, man. Those people loved fucking Joe Exotic. You know what I'm saying? They fucking love Joe Exotic. Oh no, not right now, but soon. Matter of fact, I need to make some phone calls over the next weeks to figure out some things since the corona's in the building. Yeah, I thought it would be something vicious, like the chick who lost her hand to the tiger attack, and she came right back. Like that's for the love of the game. But there's a few layers of that I want to discuss with Joe Exotic, right? But I said something, I forgot that quick. I should have wrote it down. Fuck. What did I say to remind me about? Thanos. Right? So, I was out and about a little bit today, right? Oh, word? See, I didn't see that part. I didn't get that far. Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy because now that I think about it, they didn't have any interviews with that dude, the young dude or whatever that he transitioned or he brought over to the other side. So, and I appreciate the love, Just here. Shout out to Just here. It's a crazy story. Yeah, Travis, it's a crazy. That's why I'm saying, like, reality is stranger than fiction because there are things going on in this world that you just couldn't believe. And the Joe Exotic story is, I would have never imagined all the shit. I would never have imagined all the shit that's going on when I saw him running for president in 2016. Like, when I saw he put it through his hat and ring, it's kind of like, oh, this is a crazy motherfucker. He seems like he's probably a very funny guy. Thought there might have been a lot of drugs involved, but it is what it is. I'm starting to realize cat people are some freaky people. They're definitely with the wild shit. Doc is the man. He's the man. But that Carol, right? I want to get to that Carol. And but let me tell my Thanos thing. But I was out and about today, and very light traffic. I went to the store, just breezing through the aisles, wasn't that bad. People definitely weren't social distancing enough for me. I would have liked a little bit more social distancing, but hey, it is what it is. But I say, a thought ran through my mind. A Thanos thought. Thanos, however you pronounce it. And Thanos just, he didn't want to do everybody bad for the sake of just killing a whole bunch of people. Thanos just, he figured if we just cut the population of everything in half, then, those people could benefit more so off the resources, right? That was his thing. He didn't want to do anything bad. You notice he was a very neutral guy. He just didn't want anybody getting in the way of his plan. He just wanted stuff to last, right? And so I was just like, man, it's not so bad when it's not real trafficky. It's not so bad when it's not a lot of people in the way. It's not so bad when you can just kind of breeze through and get to where you want to without a lot of congestion. What if this could last forever? And we'll just leave it at that. But anyway, yeah, here's my thing, right? Here's my thing, Hector, and it's Carol is the one to me. Like, she killed her husband. I don't care what anybody says. Carol's gonna get R. Kelly, all right? But the thing about it is, I don't think there's any proof. So that's where, because she's cold blooded. She's dead inside. That woman is dead inside. There is no joy in her soul. She's definitely like heartless. And she just wants to take, and get everything she can. She's fucking did it for fucking shitty family and everybody. Just fucking came up off of her. But and wanted to take Joe's mom's house. That's wild. But I know Joe had to be a pain in her ass. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. But she killed her husband. What's gonna happen though is because of the popularity of this fucking show. Because it's been in the trending topics since it came out. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's been in the trending topics since, for the last few days. That's when I first saw it. Like I say, the other day it came out. I just so happened to watch. I hadn't even cut on Netflix since I've been back. And I'm like, it's fucking Joe Exotic, and I hadn't seen anything from him since, the presidential campaign where he dropped a couple of videos or whatever. And I'm like, oh, cool, Joe, you know what I'm saying? Exactly. Exactly. Hey, all you cool cats and kittens. Well, the den's gonna get taken down. She's gonna fucking sue for me using her line. I'm pretty sure that's trademarked or something. So it was nice knowing y'all. Carol's cold blooded. She's coming to take Scotty and everything else that she'll take my hat. She's probably gonna take a couple of dreads because she plays no games. You know what I'm saying? Vita Swan, what's the motherfucking deal? Welcome to the den. Her current husband's the worst. Did you see the wedding photos where she had him on the leash or whatever? It's crazy. He's just the go-between. He's like the dirty work guy. So, but yeah, she's terrible. She's a terrible person. And her whole thing is like, but her business model is almost like better because she doesn't pay anybody. Everybody's complaining that, Joe doesn't pay his people that much and Doc doesn't pay his people that much. But, because I think Joe pays, like $125. I think Doc paid all his little underage workers like $100 a month. But she doesn't pay her volunteers anything. Nothing at all. And they work for years. They volunteer for years and years and work 12 hours. Look, Jack, I'm an animal person. Love animals. I'm not going to say I'm PETA extreme. But there's no way. Like, I think it would be real cool to spend a couple of days with some tigers and some wild animals and things of that nature. Hello, Heidi. Speaking of Tiger Kings, hello, Heidi. See what I did there? She's killing the social media, but that's what I say. She's smart, though. She's very, very smart, but she's very calculated. Jumped on the social media wave. Like I say, she owns Google, basically. Not owns Google, like she owns, but she's like a number one ranking on Google. So she's smart. That's where the money is. I mean, she capitalized on that, and I can't knock her for it. But it's not like she didn't have a little help from your fucking dead husband who had a bunch of money. And that's crazy. Like, I wonder about the husband, right? Because, there's the other guy, I think he's in Florida, the Hispanic guy who had did what he ended up doing, like 12 years. And he was familiar with him. And, I wonder if that guy had anything to do. Like, I'm wondering how many of these people are involved in drug running. You know what I'm saying? Just throwing it out there, right? How many of these people are involved with drug dealing in some form or fashion? Because, yeah, he was the real scarf. He was talking about, he's the guy that really walked the bags into the thing and went to the back and had 10 tellers counting this shit. Like, he's the coolest dude out of all of them. You know what I'm saying? Because he seems real laid back and just, he just kind of tells it like it is. The little parts that he does have. Like I said, I like Doc, even though Doc is part trainer, part pimp. All mastermind. But Carol bothers me because, like I say, she uses this guise of do-gooder, and she's probably worse than all of them. Probably worse than all of them. Spreading fake news. I would never do such a thing, Heidi. And so that's the wild thing. But what I think is going to happen with her is the same thing that happened with R. Kelly. Finding R. Kelly came out. Finding R. Kelly came out. You know how it just reopened all of that interest in what R. Kelly was doing, right? And yeah, I look, man, that chick misses being there. She left because she wasn't getting all the attention. That's all that is. You know what I'm saying? That's all that is. Um, but like like I say with the thing what's gonna happen to her is like because now there some chick I can't even remember. I looked at it like right before the stream because I wanted to bring her name up. Kate something is supposed to play her in some the chick who I think she's on Saturday Night Live. You know what I'm saying, or something of that nature, and it's just like I see it. Maybe she could play a younger version of her. Who knows? Anyway, but so apparently they're going to be having a little mini series about her, and this chick is going to play it. Like this show is fucking fascinating to me, right? I don't know why. At first I started watching because I'm like, oh, it's just Joe Exotic. I'm going to hear the crazy tales of the Tiger King. This shit is fucking murder for hire, fucking arson, shit burning down. Kate McKinnon, yeah, shit burning down. Like, did Joe do it? Did the camera guy do it? Like, it's all kind of play. This is a real life fucking soap opera with animals. That makes it that much better because there's fucking animals everywhere. And so if you're an animal lover, you know, wow, you got all the animals you need, and you got all the drama you need. It is intriguing to me. I wouldn't want any part of it. Like I don't want any. I wouldn't want any part of it because it's really like it's a lot of weird lowbrow stuff going on. But the Tiger King, man, fucking Joe Exotic, whatever his real name is terrible. It's messed up that what happened with his parents, how he got them up. He's not good. Let me not sit here and act like Joe is just a great guy, right? Joe is a bad guy. He's out there manipulating straight men. Had his parents sign over a bunch of shit. He went all in on Carol. Like he gambled and lost big. And like I said, I haven't seen him at the part where he just met old buddy. He was going to the mansion to find out the mansion was renting the Ferrari and all other stuff, which I had a feeling. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm trying to figure out. So Joe's not like don't get it twisted. Joe's not just the nicest guy ever. Didn't he mail a little gal some snakes or something like that? So hey Cartier, what's the motherfucking deal? Broderick, what's the motherfucking deal? Sam, what's the motherfucking deal? Oh, it's a terrible line. That's the worst line I've ever heard. That's poor Travis, dog. But the show is like it's crazy, and again, it's crazy what they have, right? The footage that they still do have to have put this together so far. Imagine what was on the shit in that warehouse. You could imagine what was on the shit in that warehouse. I'm sure the show probably would have been 10 times crazier. You know what I'm saying? So it is. It is wild, man. Friends is one of the funniest shows. Friends is aight. I watched like 4 or 5 episodes of Friends. I remember a while, but I just couldn't get into it. wasn't maybe I caught it like I guess some of those things you have to start in the beginning to kind of get the quirks and the personalities of people. I couldn't really get into it. He says he's fool like we don't know the corona test yet. How dare you put that on 335, Heidi? Stop the shenanigans. Train to Busan. Man, I've been telling people I Train to Busan for a long. It's fucking great, dog. And I forgot about. I don't even remember the end of it. I just remember as far as zombie movies, Train to Busan is probably one of the best ones I've ever watched. Black Lightning, never seen it. Come on, stop the nonsense. I watched Seinfeld, right? There was never any niggas on Seinfeld. So if I could watch Seinfeld and enjoy Seinfeld, not that there's anything wrong with that. That was a racist statement that you just made, Broderick. You made an assumption based on race. So Broderick is now racist. Heidi used to be the biggest racist in the den. Now Broderick is the biggest racist in the den. Because he assumed because I'm black, watching a white show that I didn't care for, it wasn't black enough for me. So I thought much. I'm disappointed, Broderick. I thought better. I thought better of you than that. To sink that low. I never thought it would get to this point. You know, terrible. Yeah. A female.
Just Sarah donated $2 through Super Chat. Female pimp was a spelling bee champion. Mouthless face, smiley face, smiley face, smiley face.
Oh man. Female pimp, by her own set of rules, can't even spell spelling bee. Like, it's over. Like, she can't even enter the spelling bee because it has a word that starts with B in it. So she can't even enter the spelling bee in her own rules. So that's terrible. Blender Master was a motherfucking deal. So this is what we're gonna do. Like I said, I'm gonna open the line here in just a second. I want to know what you guys are watching. You know, how you guys are passing the time. Is it movies? Is it why are you trying to bury Brandon Kleindienst? Brandon drinks plenty of orange juice. He has all the vitamin C. He doesn't take ibuprofen. He's all right. But appreciate the love, just Sarah. But Train to Busan was great. Train to Busan was great. I watched it, I want to say about a year or two ago. But I think I've tried to recommend it to some folks. Some people don't get into it. I can't watch subtitles. Those are real zombies. That's the zombie. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She just look. I'm not with the nonsense. She's trying to take your crown, 335. I think it's a pistachio thing. You gotta be careful. You know, people get volatile for pistachios these days. But fucking Train to Busan, that's a zombie movie I'd be fucking afraid of. Like these other zombie movies, the zombies be moonwalking and going all slow and shit. Motherfucking zombies be on lean. They just be dragging fucking on Xanax and shit. The fucking zombies usually are like raggedy. But those Train to Busan, them motherfuckers was about that action. Like I don't want nothing to do with any of that shit. I talked about the Madam C.J. Walker thing. I watched one episode, terrible. I can't watch the rest of it. Like, and like I said, I was saying the other day, and I don't think I finished it. Then we're gonna open up the line after this. Like, I've been waiting on a Madam C.J. Walker, like, movie or something of that representation for a long time. Because, like I say, she's a woman who did great things, but is often overlooked. Because I have an issue with niggas always complaining about, oh, you can't do business here, there, and all this other shit. And you're talking about a woman fresh out of what she was. I think when she was, her parents were enslaved, but she was born a couple of years after they were, released, liberated, and she did good for herself, did very well for herself. But nobody ever tells the story. Nobody ever wants to talk about it. Like I say, stories like that need to be told. But they went and took some real creative liberties with this shit. Made a light-skinned supervillain with good hair. They put the worst motherfucking actor in the world, gal I can't stand, Tiffany Haddish in the fucking movie. Can't stand her. She's a terrible actress to me. Let me see. What's the other one? The other thing I didn't like about it. There's like these scenes, right? These fucking scenes, and that's what I say. They just let these motherfuckers have the most artistic liberty with this shit. Somebody has a rendition of Seven Nation Army as part of the soundtrack. Like, the soundtrack is terrible. Like, it was wasn't he C.J. Walker? So it's just like everything was awful. It's just like I didn't like any of it. So I'm like, and I've been telling myself for a couple of years, there's a book. I can't remember. I don't think it was an autobiography. I think it was a biography of C.J. Walker. But I said I was going to get it, right? And I watched an episode of that, and I'm like, let me stop bullshitting. I got to go get it, like, because I hate how this shit is being represented. But then what you're going to have is a bunch of niggas watch this shit and be like, yeah, that bitch was in there in the boxing ring and slanging dope at church and doing all this other shit. Like, no, she wasn't slanging dope, but it's just like there's these scenes that keep popping up. I guess it's supposed to be in her mind. She's fighting the woman who I guess helped her grow her hair back or whatever. And just all this crazy stuff. Like it's just, it's I get it. You got to make a movie. You got to sell it. You got to make it good. But I'd rather it be more authentic than you trying to make it entertaining. But niggas need entertainment, so it is what it is. All right, so and those are the things that I have watched. Other than that, been watching a bunch of fucking CompTIA plus certification videos, and that's what I've mainly been binge watching. But yeah, man. So I mean, let's get it. Let's talk about it. Let's get into it. Let's discuss it, and I will try, and I'm not going to try. We're going to keep the 10-minute rule in effect tonight because I know I have taken some artistic liberties with the 10-minute rule as of late. And, oh man. You get any love from the Trump checks coming soon? But they said Trump checks coming in, what, May or something like that? That's going to be a wait for some people. I'm still mad about the thing, and somebody kind of broke down that shit, that post with the chick with the landlord shit, and made it more realistic as to everything that goes with it. And he was just breaking down the real numbers behind it. Like I say, people just act like there are no costs. Like you get taxes taken out your own fucking check. You don't think that you have fees associated with making profits as a landlord or a business owner or anything? Like how do people think that this thing works? And yeah, it was much more feasible. People still mad, making 5 figures a month. Shame on you for taking a risk and taking an investment and profiting off of it. How dare you? I said, we live in a fucking, like, people have romanticized this fucking socialist idea. It's like I don't fucking get it. I don't understand, like, how people don't comprehend. Motherfuckers, I guess, like, getting shit given to them, but you don't realize when somebody's giving and providing, they fucking own your ass. And I mean, it's just something you got to deal with. I don't know. Just people are strange. But as I was saying to everybody who was in the Discord earlier, shout out to D Love. It was a very, very interesting conversation. Shout out to Miss Grace, Miss Bell, Trill. Shout out Wink came through the Discord, had a very lengthy conversation with D Love. Shout out to D Love himself, Lady Licious, and somebody else. No shout out to DeMarque. No shout out to DeMarque at all. So how is Vegas, Miss Cartier? Is it still? Is it still? I heard Congress gave themselves a raise. Is that true? I didn't look all the way into the thing, but that would be about right? Brandon is fine. We're trying to kill Brandon, Heidi. You're trying to murder him. Stop it. You're pulling a real Carol Baskin right there, Heidi. I don't. It's not a good look. Not a good look. 500 per child. I'm still dry. Okay. Let me see what else we're talking about. Oh, terrible. Wouldn't it be great to just be able to give yourself a raise whenever you wanted to, like legally? Nobody can do anything about it. Yeah, man. All right. Oh, I guess let's do this. This is the thing that helps, right? The biggest thing that helps is putting the number on the screen so people can use it. All right. What's the motherfucking deal, man? Who we got calling into the den this evening?
Yeah. I'm a J Prince voice. The east side.
What's the motherfucking deal side, man? What's all you buying, man? What you rocking with in there during this this shelter in place, as they call it?
Man, I was just talking about that old Netflix shit, man, and different shows, man. You said you fuck with that Jerry Seinfeld. That I never got into that Jerry Seinfeld shit, but I did fuck with that Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yeah.
Did you ever fuck it?
I've never watched, but it's by like the same. Buddy's like the same. Wasn't he like a producer on Seinfeld or something like that too? I know
Yeah,
that
man.
same.
But it's a lot better, brother. He have like a few different black people in it, and he had one episode where the shit's so funny, man. It's better than that Jerry Seinfeld shit, bro. He had one episode where he had to get some weed for his daddy, and he had some baseball tickets, and he went and picked up a hooker so he can take the HOV lane, and that hooker, she wanted to go inside the game and enjoy the game, and he had to give her money to go inside the game. That shit is way more funnier than Jerry Seinfeld. Like, I was sleeping on it. Somebody had told me about it, and I just started watching it. And you know they got JB Smooth in there.
A word?
Yeah.
Okay.
There was another episode where he had got some Katrina victims, and he ended up leaving his wife, and he started sleeping with the Katrina mama, and she was black, and he got tired of her, and he was like, man, I'm tired of this. And she ended up getting sick, and he was like trying to put her off. He was like, I'll take care of your medical bills, man. You know, I just want to make sure you're all right.
Yeah.
He had to kick her out the house. Man, it was a good show, brother. I was sleeping on it.
I'm gonna have to check it out, man. I'm gonna definitely have to check it out. Off in the den, there is a sighting. We've been talking about people we ain't seen in a minute. Interesting. A T'Challa sighting. But she was in the sauce, I think, the other day. But it's been a minute since she's been in the den. Good to see you. Hope all is well. But yeah, I've seen Curb. Like I've seen like little clips of it, you know, and they always play that little sound like when some weird shit happens. And so I've seen little stuff like that comedian. I want to say what's his name, Ryan Davis. Are you familiar with him?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he was on the episode, and he was fucking with like the old buddy was like fucking with some black people in the in like the TSA or something, like in line. And he said something crazy to him. It was like a little clip I think, because Ryan Davis showed his clip that he was in. He was like, he played like the TSA agent, and so then old buddy, when he finally went up, you know, I guess to check his bags or whatever, he's like, oh, you've been randomly selected to go in the back or something, because he was fucking with the black people and he was the black TSA agent, so he was fucking with them. But yeah, man, yeah, I'm gonna check that out. Like I'm gonna get into it. Like I say, it's just. And here's my thing, and I'm probably lying, because I'll always say I'm gonna check something out and I never watch it. I'll be like, cause I had all intentions of watching some shit, and I'd be interested in a lot of shit, but then I never fucking watch it. But Curb does seem like something I'd probably check out.
And it ain't nothing else to do but binge watch, man. That third season of Ozark came out today.
What is Ozark?
I just got to finish.
I've been seeing people talk about this Ozark show all on Twitter and shit. I have no idea what it is.
Man, that shit is good, brother. I don't want to tell you the whole thing, but it's about a man. He was laundering money for the cartel, and cartel had killed all his business partners, and he ended up begging for his life. And he was like, he just came up with this business proposition for him, and he had to move out to Missouri, and that's what they call the Ozark, the little country RV stick town, and he just came up with all these business plans, and it's some real drug cartel type shit that go on. But then you see all these redneck motherfuckers, you like, it don't go together, but then you just keep watching that shit, you like, fuck. It's pretty good, brother. I recommend it. It's, you know, it don't be too much good shit on Netflix, but then them be them certain little gems.
Okay, so
that you like fine.
Okay, so Netflix might have to check this shit out, man.
But that Joe Exotic, man, I just finished watching that shit. That shit's crazy.
Yeah, that's some
everything
shit,
you were saying, I was like, man, I was thinking the same shit.
That's some wild shit. I mean, like, 'cause think about it. If you were just a regular patron and you would just say you was taking a kid or something to a petting zoo or something, if you just went to some local little off the road petting zoo, you would not think all this shit was going on that's happening behind the scenes between, like, and the crazy shit. It was like, I could understand if it was like in the same state, but you talking about like Florida and Oklahoma and some other, like, this shit is like a civil war within America. Well, within, I guess it would have to be the same place.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
I mean,
it was beefing.
Pretty much all that shit is illegal, but I mean, they're not supposed to sell those animals, but they're selling them. And they were just going over the money part of them animals. Them animals get so big, man. It was like $10,000 a month for just to feed them tigers, man. This shit, it's just the money you gotta make off them motherfuckers. Then you just gotta feed them. And the Joe Exotic, he was getting the Walmart meat.
Yeah,
he was getting the Walmart meat, and he was feeding them dudes. Like, they would go through the Walmart meat and like, oh, we're gonna take this back to the RV.
I ain't even.
They was getting it how they live.
Exactly, and that's the thing. Like, because I know most people, they was talking about, oh, look at their living conditions and it's fucked up. And these motherfuckers was coming off the streets, fresh out of jail, had no
coat. There was vagrants.
Yeah, and he was giving them a place. I mean,
taking advantage.
Yeah, so if you're getting food,
he was trying to get all them boys.
Yeah.
You in need. You need some help.
Yeah, let me help you out. I think he got SAF on accident. He might have thought it was something else and didn't realize too late that it wasn't what he wanted. So, but he let it stay on since he was putting in the work. You know what I'm saying? So, but Saf might have been one of the realest ones, because she got her arm bit off and came right back to work. Like, shit. She did it for the sake of the zoo. She like, I ain't want to get no bad press and all this. Like, you paying them $100 and something bucks a month. You ain't probably got no health insurance. Well, I know you ain't got no health insurance. You ain't got real food for the animals. You ain't got no health insurance. And they are legit loyal to you like that. I can't knock it, babe. I fucks with it.
yeah, man. It is about as good as that other one that had came out of not too long ago. What is it? Don't Fuck with Cats.
Yeah,
it's probably about on that same level, man. It's a crazy story. Like, man, this shit's so crazy. You don't even think this shit was real, but this shit was a real story.
Yeah. Because I think Hector told me about that yesterday or the day before, talking about Don't Fuck with the Cats, and I was just, I'm starting to worry about cat people. I've always been a person who's had questions about cats, themselves, but I'm starting to worry about people who own cats, you know what I'm saying, especially exotic cats. That shit is wild. Okay.
Man, what else is good on Netflix, man? It's another one, Blood Ride. That's pretty good.
Blood Ride? I'm not supposed to have no pen. I ain't been jotting stuff down. Hold on. So let me
gotta jot it down, brother. You ain't got no sports, bro. Man, I'm just ready for it. Just bring back basketball, man. I don't care if they clean and with no fans in the stadium, man. Shit, man. Bring something back, man.
Man, that's the wild thing, because you heard, who was it? Was it Herb Street said that he think it's going to be a year to 18 months before football come back? So he was speaking on
I ain't heard nothing like that.
He was just giving his opinion on what he thought it would be. But yeah, man, like I say, I hate to see how America responds, having to go that long with no. Oh, there we go. With no sports, you know what I'm saying? How would they react to that shit? You know what I'm saying? So.
No football, man. Shit, that's damn, man. You don't even really want to put that in your head, man.
Yeah, I mean, shit. I don't even know. We in Houston, we ain't got no football. After what they done, we ain't got no damn football team out here. Shit. So I ain't even tripping. Fuck it. Let another year go. Let them work off their contract. Maybe we can get some. Maybe it'll be a win for us. Technically we won't, so we don't have no first round picks. You know what I'm saying? So we don't really lose how we gonna play. We will win something.
A moral victory, huh?
Yeah. We ain't had no. We would have won the Super Bowl this year if we would have had a season. But we ain't had no season, so shit. Hell no, it wouldn't have came close. But yeah, okay. So you say Blood Ride, Ozark, and Curb Your Enthusiasm are your quarantine recommendations.
Shit, Ozark. They put Ozark at the top of the list, bro. You don't even know what you missing with that Ozark.
Man, cause like I say, it's a certain group of people I be following on Twitter, and I've been seeing them talking about the Ozark often. I'm just like, I didn't even think to look into it, because like I say, it ain't nothing. I thought it was just some old weird shit. So
it started off slow, but once you get into that shit, man, you like man, you pretty much hooked. It grab you like that.
Yeah, but, Black Mirror is good, D. Gamble. It's that last season was kind of trash, so that last season got real off the rails. But other than that, Black Mirror is cool. I actually used to like it before it got weird. You know what I'm saying?
What's that?
That Black Mirror.
Man, that shit been weird, but I watch that every now and again, man.
Yeah, I like
That
it.
last Black Mirror was kind of good when you had to make them choices.
Yeah, that one was cool. But did you see the season after that one came out when it got real weird? They had all with the niggas in the video game.
Oh, with the black dude
Yeah,
playing the video game. Yeah,
that's when I
yeah,
stopped
yeah, yeah.
watching. I stopped watching right after that
Yeah,
episode. I said,
yeah, that fucked my head up
yeah,
too.
like y'all doing
Like,
too
man,
much.
that's
Like, yeah, I'm done right there. Like, you know,
then it had to be the brothers.
yeah, that's what
They
I'm
had to
saying.
be the brothers they put in that, man. Man, they be doing us like that, man. They
Every
trying to
time, man.
feminize us and put it all on the screen.
And that's what I'm saying. And that's the crazy thing because it's just like after I saw that, and then I think they had some other weird episode. Like I didn't watch them. I was just like, man, you telling me I waited for Black Mirror to come out all this time, and this is what y'all get me. And so I was like, I'm done with it. I can't rock with it. You know what I'm saying? So, and I liked the show. I did like the first couple of seasons were cool. Kind of like a futuristic Twilight Zone type scenario thing going on, and then you just hit us with the bamboozlement, like So
Yeah.
I was done. Okay. Well, that's been, man, Mr. Eastside, man. We didn't slid past the 10-minute rule a little bit, but I appreciate you calling in.
Yeah, that's the
party
best.
started, man. And I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna check out one of these three. Either probably between Curb and Ozark. But I'm gonna definitely I'm gonna check out one of them. And I'll get back to you on how I rock with it.
All right, brother.
All right, man. You have a good evening, man. Stay safe. All right, shout out to Eastside Hero, man. Who else? We're having a donation marathon. Shout out to Just Sarah for getting the party started. Who is going to match Just Sarah? Look, y'all will get it back when the Trump checks come. Just go ahead and just throw a couple of ducats in the bucket. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling into the den this evening?
What's the motherfucking deal, brother? How you doing?
It's going down, man. Buck, True Texan, however you prefer to be identified, sir. What are you watching to get through the quote unquote the lockdown, the shelter in place, the stay at home, the quarantine? What are you checking out?
Oh, damn, man. I'm about to give you a whole new perspective on that, dude. I ain't watching shit.
I feel you on that one. So how you pass your time, or are you an essential?
Oh, I'm an essential person now, bro.
Okay. Well, see, look, the essentials, they looking down on the rest of us, man. You know, they doing the Lord's work. You know, we just some regular folks now. Okay.
Well, not so much, man, because we got to hear all the the outside rumors, all the shit going on, like here and there, and everybody's like, oh, man, I heard so-and-so and everything got escorted off the site and everything. They got the coronas.
Oh, shit.
You know, and so-and-so's like, hey, man, they trying to make people sign waivers and shit and everything, saying we'll still work or whatever, even though the coronas is on site. And the other people are saying, oh, no, hell, man, they walked off site and everything. They quit.
Yeah,
Because they ain't about that shit and everything. So there's a lot of hearsay, this and that and everything. And just to give you a little perspective, I'm out here in Louisiana.
Okay.
Now, I don't live in Louisiana. This is just where I work, because I work on the construction sites and all that other shit and everything.
Yeah.
But from what I heard you just say earlier and everything, apparently you got my text messages and whatnot. But yeah, we out here right now and everything. Lake Charles area right here where they done shut down the casinos and whatnot.
Yeah, I heard it got hot when a lot of people came back from, or a lot of people were out there partying or something. Somebody said like Louisiana became like the number 2 spot after behind New York, I think. But I don't know if it was, had anything to do with Mardi Gras or any action like that, eventually kicking it off or what. But
well, let me cut
partying,
down all the bullshit right now, man. Cut down all the bullshit right now. I'm gonna tell you right now, 70% of the shit going on in Louisiana is over there in New Orleans right now.
Yeah.
That shit went fucking just crazy over there during Mardi Gras season and shit. And next thing you know, hell, Sean Payton had that shit, and half fucking New Orleans had that shit, or whatever.
Yeah.
But that's where the majority of that shit is right now, over there in Louisiana.
Yeah.
It's over there. Over on this side and everything, right next to the border of Texas, it's a very small amount, but it's still apparent and it's still here. And a lot of people are on lockdown right now and everything, but all of us people considered essential personally. Nah, we're still working. every single day. And all these plants and everything, they're acting like, "Yeah, y'all talking about? Ain't nothing going on."
You already know how that goes.
No, they ain't trying to lose no money. They don't give a damn about any pandemic, man. They got their money. They don't care about that. They interested in keeping these investors interested.
Correct.
And they don't care about you.
Oh yeah. Not at all.
They was trying to throw around some damn waivers and shit and everything, saying like, sign this and everything. We're not liable if you catch coronavirus. And people was like, man, fuck that waiver. I ain't signing that shit.
Yeah.
And
T'Challa, I appreciate
after a few hours, they were like, well, hell, y'all are fired then. And people was like, what the hell with it? We'll just walk off site. Then next thing you know, they come out from the big hall like, hey, y'all ain't got to sign nothing. Don't worry about it and everything. Just go back to work.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah, that's correct. I mean, you're already taking a lot of liabilities when you're in that industry as it is, But damn, we gotta sign off on the corona too. That's fucked up, man. That is.
Yeah, I'll tell them real quick. The hell with all that shit and everything. Y'all making billions of dollars and everything. Y'all can take care of little old me that don't need a whole lot. If something happened to me, so I take that shit just like it's NFL free agency. You want to renegotiate contracts and everything? Hell, to renegotiate my contract.
Straight up.
You want to do some shit like that? I'll sign that waiver. Pay me $75 an hour. Pay me $100 an hour. I'll fucking stay.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I ain't worried about it.
Yeah. If it come with a raise, and hey, shit, you just as likely to come across it here and anywhere else. You might as well fucking take it. Shit.
Hell yeah, they don't give a damn about you. But they'll shell off that money as long as there ain't no lawsuit going on.
Yeah.
They want to do something like that? You bet. I'm all in. Let's hear it. What you got for me?
Oh man, I'm laughing at fucking Heidi. Shout out to T'Challa, man. Appreciate the love, man. Shit, I mean that's love right there. So even when you have some off time, is there anything that you do watch? Aside from the Texans, or you just kind of kick it and relax. How do you spend
Hey, I told you before, man. After Bill O'Brien did the ungodly thing that he's done this past off season, we ain't talking about that no more.
I feel you. You see, it ain't been no sauce in a minute. It's tough to even.
I'm sorry, bro. I mean, I don't even want to tune into that right now and everything. I mean, I love my Texans and whatnot, and I love City of H-Town, and I love all sports coming out of that and everything. But that man, oh my God. I thought getting rid of games was a good thing and shit and everything. Hell, golly, that came on with fucking onslaught, didn't it?
Games might have been the reasonable piece. Shit.
We don't even know what to say about them and everything, but maybe the coronavirus take him the hell out of his house.
But if Bill gets the coronavirus, it's gonna be double duty because you got the little ass in the middle of his chin. It's gonna infect that, and then the rest of them. So it's gonna be.
Louis the 17th donated $1 through Super Chat. Gamma Epsilon Iota Alpha Sigma Alpha Sigma Honcho Alpha Upsilon Tau Epsilon Nu Alpha Iota Mu Nu Omicron Mu Iota Alpha Delta Omicron Kappa Iota Mu.
But I work out here a couple of hours away, so when I do get a day off and everything, I go back home and whatnot. But yeah, my wife, she went ahead and jumped on Netflix. She went ahead and started paying that shit and everything, and started watching all the shows she wanted to watch and whatnot and everything. She was like, "What do you want to watch, babe?" And I was like, well, I don't really give a damn about none of that because I ain't really had enough time to look at any of that shit and everything because I'm always working, 60 hours a week, 70 hours a week, 84 hours a week, things of that nature. And that's just kind of what happens and everything in this kind of job field, especially when you're the breadwinner and, the other significant other and everything stays at home raising the kids and whatnot. So, I mean, I kind of tell her, hell, you're living the American dream. You get to stay at home and, get to go out. You can spend the money, chill, sleep in, whatever. Everything, that's all good. I'll take all that responsibility. Ain't no big thing. But I'll tell you right now, I really want to watch that the movie that came out a few months ago and everything, The Irishman.
Yeah, I've been hearing a lot of people talk about that.
that shit's streaming on Netflix and everything. It ain't come out on no damn DVD, so I ain't had a chance to watch that shit and everything. But now we got Netflix, and she's like, well, baby, get on, just get on that and everything, and put in the code and watch that shit. I was like, well, I don't have 3.5 hours after work to watch that whole motherfucker. I don't really have the time. And hell, if I want to sit down and I want to watch like the most epic movie that's supposed to ever be portrayed from the mobsters and whatnot and everything, with some of the 3 best guys to ever do it.
Louis the 17th donated $1 through Super Chat.
I don't want
Hello,
I don't want the damn
Honcho.
kids running
That was
around
only a
and
test.
like, Daddy, I want to watch this. I want to play Minecraft. I want to, play on this and all that other crap shit and everything. Like, oh, I don't want to hear all that. I want to watch it on a big screen and y'all go the fuck outside. But that don't never happen. So I guess I'm going to have to figure out how to do that shit over here. I don't know. But that's just normal household problems and everything with kids in the house and whatnot.
Yeah, I feel you. I mean, like I said, I've heard a lot of people talk about it. I've heard, mixed reviews on it. Yeah, but just sitting down, like I say, 3 hours. I don't know what's happening to me, man. Because when I was younger, I could definitely sit and watch movies. Now, it's like I gotta kind of fit. I don't know if it's the smartphones, if maybe using them too much has altered my brain chemistry or something. It's my ability just to sit and watch a movie. I start getting impatient, especially if it's a longer movie.
Well, for these 3, I could actually commit that time if I had the time. I'm just saying, you watch Casino and Goodfellas and Godfather and all them other movies and whatnot and everything. You can put in the time to see, Pesci and De Niro and Pacino go ahead and throw together a little last masterpiece and everything with Scorsese. So I feel like when actually I ever do get the time and everything, I'm gonna do it. I don't know when that will be and everything, but whenever I do get the time, see, like, I got to go to work. I got to get up at 2 o'clock in the morning. That's why it's hard for me to hit up, your and everything. That's why I'm trying to guide you going back to 9 and whatnot. But I got to do that on a daily basis all the time, so I don't have a whole lot of time for that. Plus, I'm working anywhere 10 to 12 hours a day.
What they got you working? 13 on and 1 off? Or you work 7s? Or how they go? What they got you? What they got you out there doing?
Yeah, that all depends on what the companies want and what the actual plants want and everything. If they want to crank something off and everything, they'll throw some shit like, we're working 7/12s until this shit's done. Yeah. Or they're saying when that coronavirus started becoming a big ordeal and everything, said we're working 7/12s until this is over with. God. Y'all ain't going nowhere. Yeah. Y'all ain't getting, don't expose yourself to nobody, and this and that and whatnot. And I'm like, well, hell, man, we do have to get some toilet paper. We got to wipe our ass, and, we do need some water, and a couple other things like that. And they say, well, we ran out of water. I'm like, well, y'all better get some damn water, because, people ain't going to work without it. Can't work without it. And, all that's going around. Everything. We're supposed to be getting the day off tomorrow. Or the day after tomorrow. We'll see how that goes. I ain't 100% guarantee or not. But, when these companies making all these billions of dollars and they got to turn in, these $1.5 billion loans to investors and whatnot, they don't care about anything that's going on in the real world.
Job done and done quick.
The hell with all that. They don't care about none of that. They don't care about your family. They don't care about none of that. They'll say, oh, he sneezed and coughed. Oh, get him the hell out of here and everything. We'll keep on going without him. We ain't worried about that.
They got y'all some of those masks out there. Y'all just got to work with what you got.
Masks? They don't care about no masks. They tell real quick. They say, hey, y'all go ahead, y'all practice that social distancing or whatever the hell y'all want to do and shit and everything. Y'all go ahead and get the damn job done. They don't get the damn job done for that. Masks? They ain't giving you no masks. You're not going to give you water on the job.
That's tough.
They ain't worried about none of that, man. They ain't worried about none of that. Sign your damn JSA and everything. Don't get hurt. Don't screw up. Go do your damn job.
That I don't miss. That I definitely don't miss. Bring back some bad memories for me, man. Well, man, hey, True Text, man. Like I said, we got the 10-minute rule going on, but I mean, it's good to hear from you, and you hold it down out there. Be safe. I mean, not just from the Rona, because I already know, what kind of environment those job sites can be, because they push. So make sure you stay safe out there, man. And when you do get a chance to watch the Irishman, let me know what you think about it.
Oh, will do, man. Go ahead and give me a shout back and everything on the number. You got it.
All right, man. That's okay. It's good to hear from you. Have a good one.
All right. I'll holler.
Right. Man, I'm telling you, man, when he said JSA, I feel real sad inside. I feel like Carol Baskin. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling in to the den this evening?
It's Belle. I'm calling in a bit late. I kind of dipped a little longer than I wanted to.
Okay.
I am so 38 hot. You would not believe. It's my birthday and the damn Chinese food place was closed. Couldn't even do takeout.
They might have did you a favor.
Yeah, I'm sure they probably did. No cat tonight. Sorry, everybody. Old joke. Well, we ended up with Bojangles, and I had fish, so I was happy.
Okay.
But it's been a good one, and okay, we didn't end up watching a movie, but I had awesome family time with my kids, and that's the best present of all.
Okay. So what did y'all do with family time?
We actually ate dinner together, and we chatted, and my daughter combed out my son's hair because he's like growing the big fro out, and she's like, "You're too dry. You need to have this dry leave-in conditioner." And she just sat there, and we all just chatted, and it was family time. One's 23, and the other one will be 20 over the summer. So I'm just loving life. And so what was tonight's topic? I know it's probably jumped around on different things.
We're talking about what people have watched. And then Louis 17, man, I appreciate the love. I had to Google translate what you said, and so, but thank you for that. I appreciate the love. So I was Louis 17. But we talked about what you have watched recently, what people have been watching, through the shutdown, lockdown, quarantine, shelter in place, whatever it may be called, whatever location of the country you're in. What TV shows, maybe Netflix or good movies, or whatever it is that you're doing to keep entertained as far as visual entertainment. So what's a good movie that you've seen or watched, or
Okay, I cheated and I watched Frozen 2 the other night, and it was cute. It was totally adorable. I don't always do Disney. I just happened to watch it, and now I still am going to be watching Black Panther for the first time this weekend, and I am so stoked.
Yeah, I would love to know your opinion. I'm not going to say anything sway left or right. I would love to know your honest opinion about that.
All right, because I'm going to give an honest one.
Yes.
Other than that, I've been watching a lot of the Marvel and was it something Cage, Luke Cage, and all that. But I'm hoping to get caught up on a couple of the series now. My kids promised me that I would never be able to watch Orange is the New Black with them, and I'm good with that.
Well, what's wrong with Orange is the New Black?
From what they said, it was more sexual than Games of Thrones. Whatever that means, because I haven't seen Games of Thrones either.
Yeah, I'm kind of lost. I haven't seen either one, so I can't really, I can't say right or wrong. So I'm oblivious to both of them. So.
And I gotta say, as far as TV goes, because I get real, just overwhelmed with dealing with all the presidential bullshit. So I've been doing like a lot of audio books from my library.
Okay. What's a good one that you recommend?
My favorite one is The Stand on a Bridge by Stephen King.
Okay.
And I love it because it's read to me rather than, because you can Kindle all kinds of books from your local library too. Because I'm sure that they've probably cut their hours back just as much if people are borrowing books. And one of the great things I love about the audiobooks is you can download them, so when you're driving, it can be hands-free. So if you've got, like, long-distance driving, pretty cool that way. But other than that, I've just been kind of keeping it just quiet and peaceful. And like I said, I'm teaching myself how to knit through YouTube.
Okay. So now you got me thinking about
Yep.
libraries and people who've actually checked out hard copies of books, right? And
Oh, I've
so,
done that for years.
but when the Rona hits, right? What if they don't want you bringing the books back? What if it's like, hey, you keep them? What if the library shut down? I don't know. I mean, I don't know if the libraries are shut down. I mean, they don't seem to be as popular these days. I appreciate a good library. Nothing wrong with it. But I'm just wondering if they're letting people keep the books for an extended period of time if they are, or if some of them are closing down, if they are practicing social distancing.
What I find to be interesting is that that's one of the biggest populations of where the homeless stick around during the day if they can't go to a shelter.
Oh, yeah, there's definitely some Rona there. I've been hearing
Yep.
the homeless population in Detroit is terrible as far as getting infected with the coronavirus right now. It's like it's devastating them right now.
So, kind of makes you wonder how some of those sort of things would work. You know, do the homeless get to stay where there actually shelters are? Or are they still kicked out during the daytime and pushed out into society when we're under a no-contact kind of order?
I don't know. That's a tough one to figure out. Or I don't think it'd be tough to figure out. Maybe call the facility and find out. But yeah, I'd have to.
Well, I've been using audiobooks for about a year now because it's just easier for me because I'm kind of that far enough away from the library where I'm not there as often as I used to be when the kids were in school. So, and it is what it is, you know. But I love to have a good book in my hand to read. So who knows? Now, Lewis was saying that he liked Gone with the Wind. I like some of the old black and white films, but there's subtle things that I've noticed from old films to films of today. If you look at almost all the black and white films, when they smoked in them, they smoked like chimneys and they had a drink in every hand. If you look at movies of today, neither one of those things are on the table. There's no cigarettes in the pictures, and the drinks are not so much anymore.
Correct. Yeah, they definitely got rid of that. Fucking haters.
Mm-hmm.
So Easy Money said he had some fees based on dial-up internet access. Well, dial-up doesn't exist anymore, so those fees don't exist anymore. That should be your case. Just go tell them, hey, look, there's no way I can pay this. This service doesn't even exist as a thing anymore. Nobody has dial-up, so they should wipe out your fees. Tell them coronavirus has prevented you from being able to pay. You would love to pay your fees, but you can't. Corona, they got to wipe it out. It's like a government thing. But yeah, I agree with you that they've gotten rid of all the smoking. Do you think that added something to movies when they smoked, or do you think that it's better now that they don't encourage that behavior? Because I know people say that it influences kids and other stuff like that. I don't. I think if you're gonna smoke, you're gonna smoke. If not, you're not. But what are your thoughts on that?
Honestly, I think it's a sign that the times have changed on things, because some of the movies, I mean, you got women smoking in the maternity rooms, but they won't show somebody sitting on the toilet. And at those points in those black and white movies, everything was single beds or separate rooms, even the married couples sometimes. And now here it is, everybody's jumped into bed together, but there's no cigarettes or alcohol. So it's to me, sometimes it could be a trade-off, one for the other. I don't know. Like I said, it's generational differences on that note.
Do you think that?
I mean, if you go...
Do you think it has to do with society and what society is and how society changes in their perception? Because, I know it was a while back, might have been when I was younger, they kind of got rid of Joe Camel, the cartoons influencing kids to smoke. I never sat there and said, oh, Joe Camel, he's a cool looking motherfucker. I'm going to give me a fucking leather jacket and roll up a pack of cigarettes in my sleeve and fucking dress like this fucking fictitious camel. But I guess maybe somebody somewhere did, and so it has some kind of influence, but,
Well... That's the psychology of it, that they thought that it eluded more young folks to start smoking, and they had to, cigarette people had to keep up a quota for every one that they lost to lung cancer. They had to add one in to keep their business going. So advertising was their best solution for that. And if it was something likable, I mean, if you think about it, all the ads are geared towards the 18 to 25 generation, when they have the most flexibility of money in general. What do they call that? Something spending. I'm having a foggy moment, but I'm okay. It's when they have, like, after all their bills are paid and they've got a little bit more of a slush fund than the rest of us. And so they tend to go after those that have a little bit more pocket money all the time. And so they gear their advertisement towards that particular age group. And that being said, they brought cigarettes up to the age of 21.
Yeah.
And when I was growing up, it was 18, but you could go in and get a pack for your parents, give them the money, and bring them out to your parents in the car. So why they ever had that rule when they never even enforced it until probably mid to late 80s?
You know, I find that odd too, that you could just, you could do that. But there's always a way around it. I feel bad for the kids who probably were looking up, hey, when I turn 18, I'm going to smoke. Or, not even the cigarette smokers, because weed is a thing. People smoke blunts, and so they probably like, fuck it, I ain't got to have my friends buy me any packs of blunts anymore. I'm going to get my own shit. You just turned 18, and the motherfucker jumping up to 21. Now you got to wait another 3 years to go by. Well, that has to be an inconvenience. You can drive, you can hit the club, you can go do everything else in the fucking world. But because you're not 21, you can't fucking necessarily, legally you can't drink and you can't smoke. It's fucking crazy.
Yep, but when you're 18, you can go in the military and they can give you an automatic rifle.
Yes.
Interesting. But, hey, there's got to be a cutoff point, some things. But getting back to the movies, with the virus and a lot of the production studios shutting down, it ought to be interesting what's going to be coming up for the summer and the fall.
YouTube will be king because the quick productions of the YouTubers and the more creative content. But yeah, I know that there's a lot of people who have shows they like to watch, a lot of series and things like that. So it's going to be very, it's going to be very, very interesting when they do get back. I'm wondering how much of a delay is going to have an impact. Like, what happens when all the entertainment is done? Say no sports. Say if you have no new shows coming out, do people have to actually go out and read books or get to know their family or discover who the hell they are? Like, do people have to come to terms with reality if there's no entertainment? They can't go to the club. They can't do anything. It's going to be interesting to see what happens if it lasts for longer than a month or two.
That's so funny you said that. The kids and I were talking about that tonight, and I said, 9 months we're going to have a baby boom. And we're either going to have much more happier couples and people together, or there's going to be a hell of a lot more divorces. Because the intensity of being in somebody's personal space because you have to be there due to quarantine is either going to be a make it or break it.
Yeah, I see the thing in China that they said a lot of people are splitting up after the corona. But also in China, they're beating people up with corona. And in India, have y'all seen that they're spanking people in public for coming outside, for violating the quarantine? Like, they're like whipping grown men. Like, a grown man got a whooping today. I've seen like 3 of them.
Damn.
They have police, they have they got all kind of fucking guns and shit on them, but they have this fucking stick, and they like literally spank them for fucking being outside. Fucking drop on the ground and fucking spank the shit out of them. And then they they send them on their way.
Wow. But
yeah, so what if this is still a thing? What if 9 months from now this is still a thing? How big of an impact would that be if you do have a baby boom? And then that's going to be real funny because what is it? Okay, boomer is the saying now that to crack jokes on older people. Well, if you have a second baby boom, when you come to these babies boomers, I mean, are they the new boomer? Then that joke doesn't work as well. But what if in 9 months we're still having these issues and you have all these people who are popping out kids?
Well, the other thing, wait a minute. The other thing to worry about is that if they have the virus, those kids might also be affected, so there may be even more deaths because of that.
Exactly. That's the thing. But, like I said, I didn't realize we passed the 10 billion on your birthday, so I'll give you a couple extra minutes. But anything else you got that's on your mind there?
Yeah, actually, something ironic. I was reading about Newport, or the state of Rhode Island is pissed off at the state of New York for all the New Yorkers coming into Rhode Island to their summer places.
Yes.
And it's a big, huge deal because I guess the president isn't playing nice with New York City about, I don't know, my daughter was telling me there's something going on up there about New York. if John's on, he can talk about it. But I guess the state troopers are like pulling people over that have New York plates. Well, they're going to their summer homes, usually in Newport and other places up there. And the thing is, if they get caught without having paperwork, it's a $500 fine and 90 days in jail. Hello? Isn't that the dumbest thing?
Yeah, it's crazy. But here's the crazy thing. Well, I guess in Rhode Island, maybe not. Because they're letting, like, you're sending people to jail or you're threatening people to go to jail, but you're letting a bunch of inmates out of jail, too. Because they like I said, they let a bunch out of Rikers, and they had the Rona in Rikers. They're letting people out of these jails that are probably been around somebody who's contagious. And the thing, and look, and yes, we know, I just had my little vacation not that long ago, so I'm not to sound hypocritical. Hey, if they would have said, Honcho, we're going to let you, you motherfucking right I'd have took it. So I'm not faulting the, damn, they got crazy real quick. I'm not faulting the inmates or anything if they're going to let them do it. But my thing is, super janky, my thing is, here we do this, is that you are letting people who are potentially, could be asymptomatic, and these are probably not the most sensible individuals in society, in jail for a reason, and you just expect them to go out and shelter in place. Like, you expect them to go home, leave jail and just confine themselves. They're absolutely not going to. They've been waiting for the day they're going to get out. Come on, that's not going to fucking happen. So, like, I don't know who thought that this was a good idea. Man, you got to leave them in there. I know you don't want to be responsible for them just in case something happens to them or whatever could possibly, go wrong. But I think it might be smarter for them to be in there than, what the fuck am I doing, than them to be on the fucking street. So, I don't know. It's a crazy, crazy situation.
Okay, Sarah keeps asking how old I am. I just turned 51. Yay!
21
I'm not ashamed of my age, and I've earned all my grays. My children and my husband gave them to me.
Okay.
I have no problem blaming all three of them.
Terrible. Blaming.
I only have two.
What's that wrong with that?
And I won't tell you which two gave them to me. I think it's the younger two. But I guess, I'm still so blessed regardless of how rough things have gotten,
Yeah. Yeah, so, and overall, what the hell, because I know, like I said, you had finally got a hold of the medicine stuff, so are you feeling better on your birthday?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. The other one thing I wanted to talk about real quick is the fact that what's all this paperwork with the essential employees? What's the sense in giving them that stuff ahead of time unless there's an intent of going to martial law?
I don't know, because I don't know what the essential thing seems so. I don't even know what essential is. Like, everything seems to be essential. Like, what is? I think it's easier to say what is not essential than what is essential at this point. And so because it's a lot of things that are still. I mean, liquor stores. I guess they would. If you're going to go to martial law, you're going to have a lot of drunk citizens to deal with. So,
Actually, they're reopening some of the dispensaries for the marijuana.
Oh, yeah.
As part of chill pills, no pun intended.
That make it a lot easier to have to deal with unruly people if they're either wasted
or
they're just fucking melting into their couch. You ain't got to worry about it. They ain't gonna fight back. They're just gonna be chilling. So I think that makes it easier on whomever it may be. To deal. I agree, Buck. I think that they are essential. But there's going to be a lot of women. I'm glad you said that too. To talk about the nails. There's going to be a lot of women who are chomping at the bit. There's going to be a lot of women on YouTube learning how to do their own shit. Nail shops and hairdressers are going to suffer as long as this shit is going on. Motherfuckers going to start learning how to do their own shit and save money when this is all over. Because the motherfuckers do not want to look fucked up, even if they can't leave out the house to go see anybody. They definitely want to look good on their social media so they can take their selfies and stuff like that. So I guess you got that going. So.
Okay, I got one funny thing to say.
Right.
It's such an oxymoron. Did you realize fast food workers are considered essential personnel?
Word?
Yup.
Word?
Yup.
They out there talking big shit. Yeah, I'm essential now. Now they going with that 15
That's
an
because
hour.
people don't know how to cook in this next generation.
That's crazy.
I know they want to keep them out of the grocery stores, but it's a hell of a lot more expensive to do takeout than it is to pick up a loaf of bread and peanut butter and jelly.
Oh man, the grocery store. Grocery store. I went to the grocery store. It was lovely today. It was like a breeze. There was hardly anybody there. You know, some things were. I won't say that some things were picked up. I mean, everything that you could essentially want was there. Missing a few cereal selections, but aside from that, you know, everything else was good. You know what I'm saying? So
That's interesting you said that, because every time I've gone into the local Wally World, every single time the cereals have been wiped out from top to bottom.
yeah. I think the first day I went shopping, it was bad. Like it was like maybe one or two boxes. Nothing was there. I mean, it was like one or two boxes of like off-brand cereals, and then they were like off-brand Cheerios, not even like off-brand Honey Licks, off-brand Cheerios. And then as the last couple of times I went, it's been more and more. Like I said, when I went today, it was like almost everything you could want was pretty much there. So I mean, the selection was plentiful. I can't think of any specific. The issue was coffee. Now coffee has been hard to find, and so you know.
Well, it's caffeine, that's a drug, you know.
Yeah, yeah, the only drug. Yeah. Oh, DeMarcus put them noodles and shit. Yeah, they actually had noodles today too, because noodles will always be gone. They've actually had some noodles today, so.
Yeah.
You know.
Ramen noodles. Oh my God, that's been like scarce. It's cheaper probably to get that from Amazon.
Amazon, they don't even want to fucking. The Prime ain't Prime. They fucking slacking on the Prime and shit. This is a tragedy. We've grown so accustomed to these first world benefits. The simple things have become tragedies. It's terrible. I'm saddened and upset, but it's not that big a deal. But here's the deal, Miss Bell. We're gonna get some more calls going in, but I do appreciate you calling in and sharing your thoughts. I'm glad that you got to spend some time with family. And, you know, like I said, that you're checking out some good books. And if you have any other good recommendations, I'd definitely like to hear from them. We got to Stand on the Bridge. And I want to know, when you get a chance to watch, we're going to get a Black Panther review from Ms.
Hey,
Bell.
I do have one more thing quick to say. Just found out from one of my besties up north that the Archdiocese has lifted the ban of red meat on Fridays, because those of us who are formerly Catholic or still Catholic either eat fish or cheese pizza on Friday. The ban of not eating meat on Friday for Catholics has been lifted because of the coronavirus.
Okay. Well,
And I'm good, and thank you, and I love y'all, and I'm glad I get to spend my birthday, most of it today, with all of you. And, all right, I'm gone. Bye.
All right, Ms. Bell, good to hear from you. Have a good evening, and the rest of your happy birthday. Enjoy it.
Thank you.
All right, good evening. I don't want to hear nobody talking about it's unfair. Miss Bell got some double time. It's her birthday, and next time one of y'all have a birthday, I'll consider giving y'all some double time, depending on who y'all are. Some of y'all, I don't know. DeMarkey, I got something for you. So, you know, like I say, it's. I think it's going to be interesting, because we've definitely had some various views on Black Panther. Every time I do this, every time I like wave my hands, it's like fucking gnats and shit. That's what it looks like. It's not that, but that's what the fuck it looks like. DeMarkey, you know what? I hope you put up every single box of them Golden Grams. You know what I'm saying? So I hope somebody come out and knock them all on the fucking floor, and then you have to put each and every one of them back by hand. And I hope 2 of the boxes were opened and fucking spilled out on the floor, and you have a cleanup on the cereal aisle. And while you're going to get the broom, I hope somebody just is devious and spills half a gallon of milk on the cereal, and you slip on the way back. You know what I'm saying? And then you just lay there after you fall, looking up at the ceiling, thinking about all the mistakes that you've made in life, and regret them. And then you realize that Golden Grams is A1, because you've been on that nonsense. Yeah, I don't know why they went there. All right. So I know some of y'all. Who else is who else is watching something good? Who else has some good recommendations? Whether it be old, new, it doesn't necessarily have to be Netflix. It could be other streaming services. Like I say, for those who may be looking for something good to watch, you know, the suggestions, the opinions on good shows. Like I said, I was watching the Madam C.J. Walker. Disappointed. Couldn't get past the first episode. Like, and part of me wants to say, come on, watch it, be fair, because I'm super biased. Like I'm trying to work on it, right? I'm trying to give shit like a fair shot and just say, at least watch it, things in their entirety before I judge it. But then I tend to be right. Like, so I watch the shit and I tend to be right about how I feel about shit. And so that's why I don't do it. So I'm like, Madam C.J. Walker, it could have been gold. It could have been pure gold. But now it's just like, I don't think it'll be worth it to watch. Married with Children is a classic show. I was raised on Married with Children. It's probably why I think the way I think about a lot of shit. So, that's the one show I can actually remember as a young child watching with my pops. So I was always a fan of Bunny. Remember that bootleg Married with Children? What was that? What's it called? Happily Ever After or something like that with the rabbit. The little fucking rabbit, like, so instead of Buck the dog, they had that fucking rabbit, and he used to just talk shit. He used to talk to the dad downstairs in the basement and shit. Yeah, and I've been hearing about the Chris Benoit documentary. I'll check that out. I don't even remember what happened to Chris Benoit, and so I have to look into it and see what they got. Chicago Bulls, yeah, they've been holding on to that. NFL. Let's see what things have been beneficial. NFL has released free Game Pass, so you can watch, I think, till May 31st. Game Pass is free. I guess some alternative methods of being able to entertain yourself. What else? I want to think it was Happily Ever, because who was the chick? I can't remember her name. They had a daughter. She was like kind of like the bimbo, but she wasn't dumb like Kelly. I guess she was like kind of like the bimbo daughter, but smarter, so he wasn't exactly like that. And then I think the son was a loser, and the mom was just kind of weird, but the dad would just go down there and fucking talk to the fucking rabbit on the couch. Was it Buck the Bunny or some shit like that? It was a weird one. I forgot what it was called. Let's see. Everybody Hates Chris is a classic. Fresh Prince. Who's listened to the Joyner Lucas song? I've been seeing that trending a lot. I just seen the first little spinny intro part. Haven't really heard the whole thing, but that seems to be. Joyner Lucas is creative at getting people to pay attention. So I definitely give him credit for that. He finds a way to make people pay attention. So salute to him for that. Let's see. I don't know, DeMar. Look, I love Bernie Mac. We argued about something. There was some kind of credit we was giving Bernie Mac that I forgot who we were arguing about. So Family Matters was great. Stefan to Stephen to Stefan Urkel. Do they have a place where they're rerunning Family Matters? That I would like to. Look, Bernie was a GOAT, a legend, one of the greatest to do it. And I know to some people it may sound like blasphemy, depending on what generation you're from. But I was a Dave fan from day one, like prior to any of the sketch comedy shit. Like from day one, Dave was just the first time I heard Dave. First time I heard of Dave Chappelle was on a fucking MP3 back when LimeWire and Napster were a thing. Like, my homeboy had it and burned some shit onto a CD. He burned his stand-up onto a CD. And when I fucking heard the Sesame Street shit, I was fucking done. When you talk about Sesame Street was a terrible place, I was like, yeah, this motherfucker's funny as shit. I wouldn't even go there if I knew the way. Fucking got a elephant who's a junkie. You got a fucking, what do you say about the, hey bird, hi bird, fucking 6 foot pigeons walking around. Like, that shit was so fucking funny to me. They talk about why your kids treat homeless people bad. Look how they do Oscar Wilde. He lives in a fucking trash can. That shit was great. That was, Dave was always going to be one of my favorites. He's up there. I started watching Paper Tiger too, and I haven't finished that. I haven't finished that either with Bill Burr. I know that came out a while back, but Bill Burr's a pretty funny guy. top 5. I gotta think about that. Top 5 lists are weird for me because it's hard for me to do top 5 lists. Or when it comes to individuals, because there's always people, certain things that I may like about people, and certain other things that I don't like about them. Yeah, Eddie Murphy is definitely on the list. Like he's definitely not number 5. He's on the top 5. He's top 3 in there somewhere. I gotta figure out the order. But some of my favorites, like I said, growing up, I liked Eddie Griffin a lot. I liked again, like I said, Dave, Eddie Murphy, Eddie Griffin. Bernie was funny as shit, but like I don't want to play that role of because he died or you know. And again, Bernie, my only I saw some deaf comedy. Check out what say it was a deaf comedy zone. Oh, we got a call. I missed the call. Call back. Call it. I'm on the zone. And Bernie was, I ain't scared of you motherfuckers. He's definitely Bernie is in there. He's in there. Cat Williams, Patrice. I don't want to Biggie Smalls Patrice, but Patrice, I like Patrice O'Neal more so for like his off stand-up shit, like the Cult of Black Phillip, but again, Elephant in the Room was great. Some of his other stuff. We'll get to that. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the den this evening? ¿Qué pasa?
Nigga, you know it's me.
¿Cómo está? ¿Cómo está usted?
Man, no, don't hit me with Spanish, man. I'm gonna look like a fool.
Habla castellano?
Oh my God, this nigga right here.
Well, what's the motherfucking deal, Roman? What's going on? What's going on in your world, sir? How are you doing, Mr. Roman?
Oh man, I'm doing good. in quarantine. You know, social distancing. I've been doing. But no, it's been good. I mean, you know, hell, a nigga happy. You know, even when I go back to school, they say I don't even have to take no state testing's been canceled for the year, so shit, that's good for me.
Oh, lucky for you.
I read a report saying that Trump had ordered cancel state testing. Basically
hold on. What do you mean disrespecting Patrice Isley? I hold Patrice in a special light because, again, like I say, body of work is a thing to me. You know, having specials and stuff like that. So that's a thing, and that's why I say I don't want to Biggie Smalls him, because Biggie Smalls had an album while he was alive, and then a posthumous album, and so people want to, he's the greatest. They put him in that category with Tupac. If Biggie Smalls and Tupac never beefed, I don't think you have that fucking conversation. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I said I don't want to Biggie Smalls him. But in my personal opinion, he is extremely underrated for who and what he was. He was a natural. There's very few just naturals. Some people have to practice their stand-up, refine their jokes. Patrice was a natural. Like Dave is a natural. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. President Roman. Carry on. So does your presidency get extended with the Rona coming in?
What'd you say, Honcho? Repeat that.
I said, what did your presidency get extended? You know, now that the Rona's kicked in, what are you doing as president to combat this Ronavirus in the schoolhouse in your neighborhood?
Oh, well, it was so funny you said that, because I had got an email basically saying that, you know, basically for me, I could take a break, you know, because what we were doing was we were working on this big project where we were going to create some big, basically some big funding for the school and all, but, you know, that takes a lot of, they were saying paperwork and a lot of coming to the school and the different places, and, you know, of course, that's around people, so it got canceled. So it was a big funding event, so but it got canceled. So, you know, I'm on break. President is on hold, I would say. But
you know, your legacy will be remembered. Your legacy will be remembered for how you responded to this virus, Roman.
Hey, look, man. I got 2 terms. Okay, so that means I'm already better than half of the presidents. I'm better than half the presidents because I got 2 terms. So I'm pretty good about that. Now, the good thing about school president, I can run the 3rd term, but I ain't gonna run the 3rd term.
That sounds
I ain't gonna
like,
run.
like a dictatorship.
Nah, I ain't trying to run. No, I ain't trying to be no Stalin now. That's you, Honcho. But no, man. I saw you were saying, well, what's the binge watch shows that you can watch, man, while everybody's quarantined. You know, hey, look, Honcho, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. One show that I watched that a couple months ago, but man, that was a good ass show. So you know about Psycho, of course, you know, the movie with you know,
Yeah.
of course, Albert Hitchcock and shit. But man, Bates Motel, woo, Honcho, shit. It's like it's 5 seasons, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's about Norman and Norma Bates. You know, it's a prequel to Psycho, right?
Yeah.
Nigga, man, that shit good, cause it's like in season 1, like I'll tell you, like Norman's normal, like he's a normal, cause he's a teenager, and how they split it is like kind of took place in modern times. You know, the show been over for a couple years, but it took place in modern times. So he's like a normal kid. He's like awkward normal kid, right?
Yeah.
Nigga, by season 5, that nigga's a serial killer, boy. That's a show that you really do have to give a good, like, a try, because you just see, like, the character building and you know, how he really goes from just this awkward but loving kid to the serial killer we know him as. Yeah, that's something you gotta give a shot.
Now Bates Motel, I do recall, I think when it came out a few years back, somebody was watching it. And I think I tried to catch a couple of episodes, and I just found it kind of weird. And I thought his mom was kind of janky. And I think the early on, if I'm recalling it, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I wasn't into it. Like I would catch bits of it generally when I was really stoned off my ass, and so I would just kind of catch a little piece of it. I'm just like, this dude's mom kind of sucks. What the fuck is he doing? And I think there was like, I don't know, something with a maintenance man. I don't remember. Like, I don't honestly. I'm
now,
like
I'll say this myself. The thing is, like, Norma plays a huge part because she kind of like, well, you know, in the original movie, you know, he killed Norma and he kind of dressed up as her as he did all the killings as he was running the motel.
Yeah.
But, it starts off like, one thing I'm gonna give the show credit is that, you know, they always had this weird borderline incest relationship, but it never got to that in the show.
Thank God.
But no, it never got to them kissing or anything. But it was borderline, and it was kind of weird in a way. But just how much she fucked with him and she influenced him to become who he is, it just gives the movies a whole different light of how he really was. And like, it starts off, like, say, season 1 starts off kind of slow, but by season 2, yeah, it ramps up. It really does. You know, that's a show that I would definitely say giving it a try. And even though this is not a show, but this is a movie, you know, I don't know if most people haven't it there, but if y'all haven't watched The Irishman, I don't know what's going on with y'all, because, nigga, I'll say one thing. If you got time, watch it, because the motherfucker's long. Damn near 4 hours. You know, it's on that damn Titanic, goddamn running. But, I mean, it's OGs in the movie. It's only, it doesn't get better than that. I'm just saying, you know. So, I don't know if I would say it's better than Goodfellas or like a Casino, but it's up there though. It's up there though. So that's something definitely I would give a try. I'm trying to think of something else. I can't really think of something else right now. But that's two. That's a movie and a show. I would give it a try.
Man, I'm gonna text say Brooklyn. Man, here's my thing. You know, these long movies. It's just, oh man, it's. And I've been hearing a lot of people talk about The Irishman. Something like one day in about 5 years, I'm gonna watch it.
I mean, that's Honcho. Come on. Look.
But that's what's gonna happen. Like, cause I see this, I'm gonna watch them, and I never watch. I got like notebooks with recommendations of things that y'all have recommended for me to watch, and they are dusty. They are extremely ashy. They look like Professor Trill when he get out of pool, you know. And it's just, you know, it's like I have to. One day I'm going to watch them, and one day I'm gonna, you know, just binge watch everything, and we'll just have a show about it. But whoever texted the Brooklyn Nine-Nine, I love Brooklyn Nine-Nine when it was on Fox. I think I stopped when him and when old buddy, cause Andy Samberg's funny as shit to me. I was watching Hot Rod the other day, but when him and I think his partner start kind of expressing some type of feelings for one another, and then I had to watch. It's a lot of shows I like that I'm seasons behind. Like, you know, Archer. I don't even know if Archer still comes on. I'm still out of the loop a few seasons of South Park.
Hey, you know, Hunter, one show I was trying to give a shot, but man, I fell on the wayside to try to watch that show. It was The Good Place on NBC. I heard it was a good show, but I watched like one episode, and then I fell on the wayside. It's just one show I used to watch that was pretty good, but you know, as I start watching other shit, what's the name of that show? I can't. I was gonna say the last. What's the damn video game? What's it called? It's on NBC, Honcho. You know, it got the family.
You talking about the Blackish show?
No. It's I can't think. Fuck it. But it was a good show, but a nigga didn't catch up on me.
The show I don't know was a good show. Hey, I would take your word for it.
Hey, look. I can't even think it right now. You know what's gonna happen? As soon as I get off this line, it's gonna come in my head.
Have you been drinking, Roman?
Nah, I'm just tired.
Okay.
But I'm tired because I told myself I need to make a den call because I haven't called in a little bit.
Okay. Well, definitely appreciate you for that. Definitely. I
got to do that. I was like, damn it, I've been missing den calls. I said, well, let me call in real quick.
Okay, bet. Just bet this I will do it. I need to save these. There we go.
Oh, okay. Honcho, before you go, there's something I've been meaning to ask you about. I know you had did a video on it. I mean, you had did a live on it, but I missed it. So, what just happened is the House just passed this $2 trillion stimulus package.
Right.
So, how you feel about it?
Took them long enough. Like I say, they know it's never going to be perfect. You know, motherfuckers are playing politics. Get the money to the people, you know, especially if you're going to have people staying home and, you know, people got to eat. I have no issue with it. I just hope that they get it out smoothly and that, you know, it actually, I mean, really only, I don't think, it's like one of those things like with football, when people say, well, you can't judge those picks right now. You got to look at them in a couple of years to see how it really worked. This is kind of how this situation is. Right now, the move sounds good, but it's actually going to be a few months to a year or so before you can really say, okay, that move was necessary. It actually benefited, or you can look at it and say, well, you know, at the time, you know, it was thought to be the best move, or whatever it may be. So I think that it's going to take a little bit to see if it really was the right move. But at least they finally got something done instead of just continue to talk about it. So no issues right now.
Yeah. Hey, look, if it do some help, I'll support it. But you know, I'll say this, man. You know, a lot of people believe he's fumbling how he's working this coronavirus. You know, because like places like the U.S. and Italy have the handling of the coronavirus been terrible. I still think it's overblown, but I'm not saying.
My thing is this. My thing is this: is like Trump can't help American idiots. So you had motherfuckers, like I said, still go to spring break and doing all this shit. And somebody posted this video. I'm gonna see if I can find it. Maybe I'll post it in the Discord. And basically, they can track your phones and all this shit without you. So what they did was they tracked the phones of people who were at a particular location in Miami on spring break, and they showed basically how it connected to all of the other phones that they came in contact with. As they, like, over a week period or something like that, and it showed this spread. And so it's like a simulation of how this virus could possibly spread from person to person if they would have had that level of interaction. And it's crazy. It's fucking ridiculous. And so, I mean, it's almost the whole fucking Eastern Seaboard. Like, it's just like, so what can you do to stop that? So if he'd have came out and said, all right, everybody, this is, again, like say Ms. Bell referred to, what if it was martial law? We're going to stop the spread of this shit. We're going to issue martial law. Nobody's going to get to move. Motherfuckers would lose their shit and cry about their freedoms. And again, it would stop the virus. That's what the Chinese or the Indians or some of these other people, the Chinese are lying about it. You got the Indians, like I say, spanking grown people for coming out of their houses. You got a lot of these more, again, like I said, you got a lot of these places where you don't have the freedoms and the liberties in America, where they are manipulating numbers and doing all this other stuff. I'm not tripping on the shit like niggas die every day, B. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not wishing it on anybody, but I do believe a lot of it is out of proportion. But it is scary for the people who are on the front lines, who have to come in contact with it maybe multiple times. The doctors and nurses, people like that. Those are the people I care more about it. I give more of a damn about than a lot of the everyday regular folks who you may come across somebody who has.
Mama 335 donated $3.
No, that's true. I
Mama's
think,
watching season 1 and 2 of the Beverly Hillbillies on Hulu. And those naughty South Park
people
boys.
Still going out to Palm Beach and all that, and then the cops show up, and some black people who did that. And now they're calling, the cops are racist and they're beating up black folks.
Man, them niggas was tripping. Them niggas was fucking tripping. I seen that shit. Them niggas was talking about what y'all gonna do. Y'all gonna move it. And so when the cop was trying to, kind of nudge him along, motherfucker was trying to stand there and be stubborn. But the rest of them cops showed up. Then he started trying to power walk. And then when one of them came and speared his ass from the side and laid him down, he want to start crying. Man, fuck all that. Like,
look, I agree, man. You can't say all that shit when they told you that the beach was closed. Look, I'm for my black people. And look, when I think it's injustice, I'm going to say it's injustice. That right there, nigga, you deserve that shit. Because you just a dumbass.
Yeah, when you taking over lifeguard stations and you dancing and y'all trying to club on the lifeguard station and shit like that.
That's just you not following the rules. That's just you being ignorant.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I want to do this. Nah, nigga, well, you going to get speared. Then you going to get arrested. What the fuck you going to get? So, yeah, it's just, that's stupid shit. I think it's people... If they tell you stay home, stay home. Relax. Niggas been needing a break anyway. This is your time to take the break you've been asking for. All the people that say, I hate working this damn job and I don't want to work no more, or I want to take a long break. Well, bitch, here you go. So, enjoy it.
Yeah.
Because it's no way for you to be irritated right now, because everybody's on a damn break right now. Everybody is. So,
for the most part, but it's a lot of people who still got to put in work. The essentials are still putting in work.
Yeah, I'm talking about people in hospitals, a lot of grocery stores right now. They finna work. Hey, they getting them hours though, but they got to put in work. So, hey, we'll see what goes down. But this is an interesting thing, Honcho. You want coronavirus, man? Where's Joe Biden?
Joe Biden got the Rona. He ain't gonna say it. Joe Biden got the Rona. You ain't see the man. I posted that shit on Facebook. This motherfucker talking about, no, I haven't been tested. Start fucking coughing. Like, what the fuck? What you mean you ain't been tested? Then he coughed or whatever, but he ain't covered his mouth, so they got him on. Well, normally I would, but I'm here at the house by myself, so you tell me you set that camera up by yourself, Joe. Ain't nobody else around. You stop your lying. Shut your lying ass up. You know what I'm saying? You got a cameraman and shit around. You like. You on some nonsense, Joe, that he forgetting shit. Saying some shit, I should have said that, or he's out of there now. Like,
I'm gonna tell you this, Honcho. Him not being there, not saying nothing, or not taking advantage of how long it took Trump to actually kind of, admit and talk about coronavirus. don't be shocked that hurt him. That hurt him in a couple months.
Man, Biden don't even remember. He got dementia. He just forgot. He just forgot the response took longer than it should. So you know, it is.
Well, this is why his political team is dumb. Your best bet is, I understand he's older man, and I understand that, you know, he is at higher risk for the coronavirus. But goddamn it, he's running for president. He needs to be on the front line, just like the president is, to win the nomination. Hell, I know that. And Honcho, I'm 17. That's a problem.
I mean, this thing what's the motherfucking deal, but I don't know, because like with the prime minister of what is it, England, Britain, whatever the fuck it is, Boris Johnson, he got it. You know what I'm saying? So
he did?
Like, yeah, it's like the equivalent of their president basically got it, and so.
You know, Doris Burke, the commentator for the NBA, she got it.
No word.
Okay. Yeah, she got it. I know that Gobert and Donovan Mitchell, they got cleared for it.
Yeah.
So, man, I still think niggas is paid off. You know, Honcho, think about it. They do it on purpose. They're not about to get LeBron James to get coronavirus. You know, let's get all the tinier players to get it. Let's get all the. Donovan Mitchell ain't tiny, but you know what I mean. He ain't one of the top stars, and he's not. You get what I mean? I don't know, man. You know,
but here's the thing. Like, here's my thing. So, do you feel that Slim Thug and Scarface are paid off?
Hell yeah, man. Look, they probably went to them niggas, knowing them niggas probably need a little bit of change. Hey, look, get your ass over here, bro. They got coronavirus. Bam. Got the money, bro.
Move, man, bitch. You got coronavirus.
Look, Slim Thug looked like he's reading off a goddamn script so goddamn hard when he was saying that shit, man. This shit real, man. Come on.
I don't know. Y'all young niggas been hating on Slim Thug for a long time, and y'all just.
I don't hate on Slim Thug. It looks like that nigga was reading off a script.
Y'all hating on my nigga Slim Thug, man. Yeah, I mean that's about it. That's all I got. I don't know, man. Like I say, we'll see what happens with it. Like I said, we'll know the real impact in a couple of months, but I think for the most part, the Den folk will survive. Like Teacher said, only the strong survive. The Den folk are strong. We're still strong. We're still standing.
The thing is, look,
Chris donated $5.
Nigga,
Happy birthday, Miss Bell.
Start washing your hands, you dirty ass. You'll be alright. You know, don't worry about it. Honcho, I've been going too damn long. I know somebody's pissed on this other line at me. So I'm gonna hang it up, man. I'm gonna talk to you later. And I'm out, man.
All right, Roman. Good to hear from you. I appreciate you calling in.
Hey, man, anytime.
All right, Jake. Probably take us one more after this, and then we'll be about that time here shortly. What's the motherfucking deal we got calling into the Den this evening?
It's your boy Chill here.
Chill, what's the motherfucking deal, man? How do you feel, sir?
I feel tremendously better than last time I was on.
Okay, good deal. So
yeah, it was just the allergies. It wasn't the coronavirus.
Okay, good deal.
We're all good there.
The allergies been acting up a bit. So I know you're essential, and you've been putting in work throughout the whatever the fucking order is, stay at home, walk in place, jog in place, whatever the fuck it is. You know, but what have you been doing on your off time to, keep yourself entertained with the lack of activities going on?
Before I used to usually just hit the baseball fields and just, hit the balls at the tee, go hit the pitching machines or whatever at some places around here. But since I can't do that anymore, mainly I've just been playing MLB The Show on PlayStation, just so that way I can keep myself entertained with baseball until it comes back, hopefully, if it ever does. And I also watch a lot of South Park, I'll say that. I've been watching I'm about to start rewatching a lot of movies. I plan on rewatching all the Star Wars movies, and I plan on watching a lot of old movies, like 90s, early 2000s movies, just for the hell of it. But mainly, it's just playing video games and just streaming, watching on streaming services.
So I got a question for you, sir. And then just like that, I forgot the fucking question. That's crazy. Son of a bitch. Okay. Oh, what movies though? What are the movies you plan on rewatching? Like, what is it that what movies are in your queue to rewatch?
Well, for one, that's definitely on my list is the Book of Eli.
It's a good movie.
Denzel Washington movie, one of my favorite movies of all time.
Very
honestly.
good.
So, and let's see what else. I plan on watching Four Brothers. It's about it has Mark Wahlberg in it, and Trevor. I forgot that guy's name, but it's about four brothers. Well, it's in the name, but they're stepbrothers, and that are coming together back home after their adoptive mother was killed, and they go and try to find the killer.
Yeah.
Pretty good movie. Let's see, I might watch The Sixth Sense again.
I've never watched The Sixth Sense. I've never seen it.
Oh, come on, man.
But what happened is somebody ruined the ending for me. So like cause that came out when I was a little bit younger, and they ruined the ending for me. So I was like, fuck it. Well, then why am I gonna watch the movie if I already know what's gonna happen? Like, that's why I generally try my best not to be a spoiler person for good movies, and I try my best not to listen. Cause yeah, it was Sixth Sense that somebody went for. Man cave, what's the motherfucking deal? Yeah, they ruined it for me, man. And I was a very sad little honcho. Yeah, just. I don't know. I've never seen it.
Oh well, you should watch it. It's really good. I try your best to forget if you can do that. Let's see what else. I plan to watch a lot of Adam Sandler movies. Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison, Waterboy, my favorite. The Longest Yard, also pretty good. Let's see. Yeah, that's about all I can think of. But any of those movies you've seen?
I've seen a couple of. I've seen most of the Adam Sandler series. So, what is your favorite genre of movie? Like, just overall, if you had to pick one.
I like all, but I rarely watch horror movies. Very rarely.
Is there a particular reason?
The only. I can't really stand being scared. I just can't. Like, I am going to try to watch horror movies. I just am. It's just like, all these movies are good, and then at the end it says based on a true story, and I'm like, son of a bitch. That could happen to me.
Man, horror movies for me, they really don't do it. And I've heard about that Memento movie I saw somebody mention. They don't make good horror movies to me. Like, I guess maybe it's a man thing or whatever, but it's like I probably haven't had a movie that was meaningful except since The Ring. And the reason why The Ring this is the only reason why The Ring. This is old shit. I went and saw The Ring in theaters. Me and my partner went to watch it, and like right after the fucking movie, like perfect timing. Perfect fucking timing. I get a fucking phone call, an anonymous fucking phone call, like as the end movie credits were coming up. And I thought it was my partner, but it wasn't him because he didn't have a fucking cell phone at the time, so it wasn't him. But it was just like, I don't think I'm gonna answer this right now. So yeah, we just gonna chill. So, but they don't really make good movies anymore. So I mean, suspense, thrillers, yeah. But as far as just a real horror movie, I don't think there's anything that's like a real horror that I've seen in a long time.
Wait, so it was right as you walked out of the theater?
No, not even walking out. Like when I say the credits of the movie coming up, like after the end, like the ending. I mean, my phone rings. Well, my ring was up, but it was lighting up. Like somebody's like, man, I'm not fucking answering this. It's not gonna fucking happen. Like so, yeah. we just after
nope.
That, yeah, just said that.
Nope.
I chilled on that one. Yeah.
I'm gonna go put this phone in the bag, and I'm gonna throw it into the bottom of the Gulf of Mexico.
Yeah, I want nothing to do with that. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna chill on that. But that's the thing, like especially as technology has improved, what people have done is they've just added a lot more gore and violence and called it horror, and not really have that suspense, not really have that that thing that grasps you, the anticipation. You know what I'm saying? So.
I mean, the first cliche growing up, I heard about horror movies. Well, the first two cliches is that white people make the dumbest decisions and black people are always the first ones to die.
Yeah.
Like, those are the first two cliches like, when I started learning about movies more in depth, those are the first two cliches I've always heard.
Yes.
The stereotypes.
It seems to work that way. Niggas definitely don't. They don't last very long, except for like the fucking parody movies that the Wayans brothers had. That outside of that, yeah, that was it. Yeah, what's the motherfucking deal? Yeah, but I mean, again, like I say, it's just horror. It's just not. I don't know. It's just I'd love to have a good horror movie. Like I'd love to see a good movie that gave me nightmares. I don't know why it sounds like a weird thing to say, but it hasn't happened since probably like my childhood. Like it hadn't been like a nightmare having movie. Oh, it was worst movie ever. Fucking Blair Witch. Everybody thought it was just super fun good. It gave me a headache. I went and saw the theater. Literally had a headache. Like I couldn't watch the movie. It was so fucking shaky and all the shit. Had a real bad fucking headache after that movie was over.
So you seen the whole movie? You saw the whole thing?
Yeah, I saw the whole thing.
Okay, so I'll keep it short, but here's a theory: the witch was never real.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you think about it, you watch that whole movie, and I forgot those two guys' names, but you start to realize that their behavior starts to get a little erratic. Like even one of them threw the map into the damn river.
Yeah.
And then when they came up to the house, one of the guys runs in there first, and he starts like going crazy. But the thing is, and there's a video out there, it's kind of interesting, but when you hear footsteps, it sounds like he's going upstairs, and he's actually going upstairs.
Yeah.
And then the other guy runs in and actually starts going to the basement, and that's the guy that you see that's in the corner.
Yeah.
And then she goes down there, and then something attacks her from behind. So there's the theory that the Blair Witch was not real, and it was just two guys just trying to have a whole murder plot to kill the woman.
Okay. Interesting.
That's a theory, and I kind of actually believe it, but you never know. I don't know. I'm into all those movie theories.
Yeah, some of them are actually really interesting. So I definitely fuck with that. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I would actually it was tough for me to watch, but I'll have to check out the theory. Maybe that'll bring a little something to it.
I'll definitely and another movie I'll definitely watch again is the Dark Knight.
Yeah, Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises, probably two of my favorite superhero movies. But only because of the bad guys, not even necessarily because of Batman. It's because of fucking Bane and the Joker.
You realize that Joker was successful at the end, and he actually was the one that did the most good because after he was captured and everything, and that forced the Batman after he got Harvey Dent to turn. And sorry for spoilers, but I mean, old movie, I guess, in our time. Everyone should, I believe almost everyone should have watched it. But he turns Harvey Dent into this bad guy, and that forces Batman to take all the murders that Harvey committed and all the crimes, and then that forces him to be on the run. And then after the fact, Gotham turns out pretty damn good. There's hardly any crime after that, actually. But yeah, that's just me getting very bored because I love to look at the finest details of every movie. Oh, I missed that. Damn, I can't believe how I missed that.
Yeah, those are definitely two very entertaining movies I could watch repeatedly. Bird Box?
That's why.
Oh no, Miss Bell, Bird Box was terrible. Bird Box was it was tough for me, Miss Bell. I'll talk about it in a minute. I'm sorry.
Wait, you said Bird Box?
Yeah, Miss Bell was saying Bird Box movie. It was terrible to be it had potential, had a lot of potential, and then it's just the way it ended that they just pissed it all away. It had a lot of potential, they just pissed it away. So
and also another movie, if you're into sports movies, I definitely recommend Major League. 100%.
Oh, okay. With that Machine?
I'm sorry?
Was that Machine with Charlie Sheen? Is that Major League?
Wait, what are you talking about?
Is Major League with Charlie Sheen?
Yeah, Charlie Sheen, the one with Charlie Sheen, yeah. And Wesley Snipes.
Yeah, definitely have to check that out. Definitely. Okay.
Honcho, did I really just hear that correctly? You never seen Major League?
I've seen it in bits and pieces, and I probably have watched it a long time ago, not necessarily paying complete attention to it, but I'm familiar with it. I know various scenes, but I haven't like watched it in its entirety.
Okay, I'll let it slide. But I'm kind of curious. What is your if you're not one of those people that have favorites, what is the most recommended movie you would recommend to everybody to watch?
If you've never seen it, Gladiator.
Great movie, great film.
Never seen it, watch Gladiator. And I think it's a movie everybody can watch and everybody can appreciate. So
great movie.
Yeah, definitely up there. That would be my one.
And I mean, if you're a big fan of the old movies, like John Wayne movies, I would recommend the Cowboy Way.
Cowboy Way?
Or not the Cowboy Way. It's just called Cowboys.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think I've seen that one. I've seen most of the others, but I don't think I've seen that one.
And also watch Zombieland. That's a really good movie.
Zombieland. Did they make a part 2 of that Zombieland?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, they did. They came out with it last summer.
Okay. I'll check that out too. So yeah, I like the first one. The first one was entertaining. Okay. All right. Anything else that's on your mind, Mr. Chu?
No, that's pretty much it. All I just really hope for is that everything in society gets back to normal.
Yeah, me too. I think it will be sooner than later. But who knows, man? Like I say, this could be just the beginning. You still, like I say, got a lot of crazy people out there that are just not going to listen, and somehow, other people get the blame for, again, I think culture is important when we look at this. And in America, you get to do what you want. You got a lot of freedoms. People move how they want to move. These other places, one, they're smaller. Two, most of them have a lot more government control. These people are not as free, and the information that they're putting out there to the public might be a little deceptive. But for some reason, we're supposed to trust and eat all that shit up and just say, oh, they're doing better than we are all of a sudden. I don't know. Like I said, I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens over the next couple of weeks.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you've seen the videos yet, but apparently if you break quarantine rules in India, you get hit with a stick.
Oh yeah, they've been whooping ass, literally.
Yeah.
Literally whooping ass. Yeah, I don't know what the phone is, but yeah, I've seen a few of those. That shit's funny. That shit's real funny.
Okay, I feel less bad for laughing. I can't help but laugh at it.
Man, shit, I fucking laughed my ass off when I saw that shit. That shit was fucking hilarious to me. So I have no issue with laughing. You gotta laugh at everything, man. You gotta laugh to keep from being upset. So ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. But anyway, Honcho, I'm done. I don't have anything else on my mind. Nice talking to you in the den as always. And thank God it's Friday, and tomorrow will be the weekend.
Yes, sir. Same to you, Mr. Chill. Like I say, I know you've been putting in work, so be careful out there. Take care of yourself, and I'll be talking to you soon.
And fuck Bill O'Brien.
And I agree.
Yeah, we're gonna.
All right, so we're going to get ready to wind down on that note, man. First, I want to say I appreciate all the love. Shout out to Mama 335K, Greg Louis, 17, Teachologist, Sarah, and Dan, the motherfucking man. I appreciate all the love this evening for the super chat and donation love. I got to start to make sure I send y'all some special love. I do appreciate it because y'all don't have to do that. And the fact that y'all do, y'all support this channel, man. It's good to see T'Challa.
Professor Trill donated $2 through Super Chat. MS Grace watched her first movie on stone tablets. Smiley face.
With that being said, oh shit, that's why I love y'all. We're a loving family in the den. Beautiful thing. But like I say, man, just all the stuff that's been happening. Like I said, a conversation with D Love earlier. D Love has definitely lost like 3 brownie points, but he said that Black Phillip was terrible. We have to get in the Den Discord and talk about that. I don't know about Mixer tonight. If anything happens, I'll post something in the Discord. If maybe later or something like that. So I'm gonna have to cha-cha slide here in a second. But I appreciate all of y'all coming. I appreciate all of y'all coming through, and just again, it is my honor, my privilege, my pleasure. Most of all, I thank y'all for the support. I thank y'all for just chiming in, and I'm not gonna be in there immediately after, but if y'all want to go to the Den Discord, y'all know how it goes after every stream. Y'all can chop it up, voice chat, great conversations. But I'm taking off for the weekend unless some kind of crazy emergency news happens. So I'll probably see y'all Monday. As long as the quarantine stuff is going on, look for a day Den on Monday. But again, I'm your host, Ed Honcho. Make sure you're following on all the proper social medias, which means I should fucking post the shit, right? So y'all know where to go. Ed Honcho, HTX on Instagram and Twitter. And then Den Show Live, you can't see it behind the little thing, but Den Show Live on Facebook. Go watch Joe Exotic and the fucking Tiger King if you haven't already. And some of these suggestions I'm gonna check out. I'm definitely trying to check out that Curb Your Enthusiasm. And we'll see. Like I say, some of the other suggestions that are here. But y'all be cool like y'all be cool. Y'all ain't got to go home. Y'all go to Discord. Utilize that Discord, man. Talk to each other. Be a community. I think it's been some very interesting conversations the last few nights. So the link is in the description. The link is in the description for the Discord. There's a permanent link down there. But if not, I'll post one in here as soon as I end the stream so y'all get in the chat. With that being said, I'll catch y'all next time.